So what's up? Hey, what's going on? Just gonna wait as usual for a few minutes for everybody to come in and we can start talking. A few little things I want to talk about. How's everything going? What up? What up? Waiting for a few more people to come on and we'll start going with this chat for a bit. Not gonna be on here too long. I'm just gonna be here like probably like 25 minutes or so. Just waiting for more people to tune in and all that. All the notifications go out. How y'all been? How's everything? Hey, what's up? I gotta see some of your stop motions. I like checking out videos of those types. I know it takes a lot of work to do that, so that's pretty cool when I see people doing that. What's up? What's up, Transformers? I see you, man. I'm gonna give it like another minute and we'll get started real quick. You'll see from why I posted what I have in the back, what that's gonna bring us into this topic. Hey, what's going on, my friend? Good, good. Good to hear everybody's doing good and all that good stuff. So we'll chop it up. 30 more seconds and I'll get into it. Oh man. Yeah, I mean it's something. At least if you're trying on it, that's good. Keep up, because hard work always turns out good at the end. No, I haven't seen that. MCU fans watch Goodfellas? Nah. All right, so look, let's get into this. All right, real quick. Reason why I have this background for today is because you saw that I put up that post that now DC officially announced with Jim Lee that they're gonna be doing, I guess, is a cover or some comic with a crossover with DC and Marvel, and this right here is how it starts because honestly you can see how they're just trying to soften and introduce the competitor into DC with their properties and stuff like that. I know that DC has done in the past things with Marvel. That's not a problem. But when it all comes down to the movie division, if you want to say, that on its own is different and it's changing because what they're trying to do now is that they're going to try to incorporate that and slowly remember recently James Gunn was talking about that he wants to do and he's open to do a DC versus Marvel crossover or something, and don't be surprised because when James Gunn's DCU flops, they're going to look for a backup, and WB and their ego is too big that they're not gonna want to probably reach out to Zach and say, "Hey, look, we need you." Even though like everything is on fire and everything is going down around them, like the meme, they're just gonna be like, you know what? Let's go to the next plan. And guess what that plan is gonna be? Of course, James Gunn is gonna bring up probably to them and say, "Hey, we might as well do a Marvel versus DC," and this is how it's going to enter because they're gonna want to make money, obviously, and everybody's gonna be majority of people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go with it." And a lot of us are just like, you know what? Like at this point, you might as well just call DC a MCU. It's already part of a Disney property, and it's just. Exactly how you're saying. It's the superhero industry is just desperate to escape. It's completely ridiculous at the level that we're at right now and today with the entertainment business. This is why, honestly, I'm so happy and I'm glad that Zack Snyder is crushing it with Netflix over, with Rebel Moon, with now Twilight of the Gods, and all this original content that's coming out because that's what we've been needing for a while. And WB is paying off a lot of fake journalists and YouTubers to sabotage and destroy and smear the name of Zack and Rebel Moon because they want it to fail and they know that it's not. It's on the contrary, it's winning. And that's the part where it breaks my head. I'm like, these haters are so focused trying to destroy something that's winning. How can you say, and this is another thing too, staying on the same topic. It's funny because a lot of people are saying, oh, cope. They don't even know what the meaning of cope means. Cope just means dealing with tough individuals or situations and you're dealing with it. All right. And most of the time, it just means a victory. So when you're telling someone cope, how are you going to come and tell us, the Snyder fans, and say, oh, the Snyderverse cope? You're more of a clown than what you're trying to say because you're telling us to cope when we're winning, but you guys are losing. You see? That's the funny and beautiful part of it. You know how many comments I've had to delete, I had to block. It's ridiculous. Just because people are so triggered and upset that Rebel Moon is succeeding and it's winning so strong all over the world. For it to be the number one movie, even though it's streaming, it says and it tells you a lot in this industry. People have had enough and they just want good quality, and that's what Zach is delivering. I know now the haters are gonna be even more mad because they're like, oh, now we got Twilight of the Gods, and oh, it's gonna be animated. Hey, get comfortable. You get what I'm saying? Because we have more Zack Snyder content coming. And that's what these haters that are trying to say and like pay all these people just to like make it look bad with bad ratings and everything. Let's not forget Rotten Tomatoes, majority of it is owned by Warner Brothers. And they're paying all these journalists, reviewers, and all these so-called quote unquote fans to make the movie look bad. And it's not. It's winning. It's a fantastic movie. Hollywood can't accept that. And whenever you're doing something good, they don't want that. That's where they have the problem because they're like, oh, hold on, you're giving to the fans what they want. We can't do that. We can't allow that. So what's Hollywood's agenda? To push some type of agenda. And when they can't do it because Zach is not bending the knee, neither is Netflix. They're winning. They're winning. They're an avalanche. That ball keeps on growing, and it's insane. Yeah, fan films are also something big. It's something big. And now that you're saying that, another thing too, this right here is a win for Netflix because Netflix is not a studio like Warner Brothers or Disney. They're not like Sony. They're their own thing. Remember when Netflix started years ago? I don't know if you're young, to everybody that's young, but I remember when Netflix got introduced years ago and you would have to send in a DVD and they'll mail it back. You had it for like a few days and whatnot. And then it just went to streaming that they're just crushing it. Let's give the props to where it's at. Netflix is the pioneer when it comes to streaming. If it wasn't for Netflix, we would not have today Disney Plus. We would not have Paramount Plus. We would not have HBO Max or Max, what they're called now. We wouldn't have Prime Videos. Why? Because they all copied the formula that Netflix developed years ago. Netflix has been ahead of the game the same way that Zack Snyder has been ahead of the game. They've been developing product, content that's entertaining, and the fans are one, supporting it, two, following it, and three, want more. So when you have an independent studio like Netflix that you don't have and you're not tied down to Hollywood to a certain point like WB or Disney, that's what pisses them off. And Zach is showing it and proving it that you don't need to be tied down to one of these big studios. And Netflix has officially given the key to Zach and say, look, do whatever you want. We're making profit. So we're all winning. Let's continue to win. And that's how you do it. The future of entertainment, I'm telling you guys, is all going to be original creators, original content, and just content creators that are on the rise, honestly, because independent filmmakers is the future. You have independent music labels right now. They're doing so big and so massive. You know how many YouTubers, influencers, TikTokers, whatever you want to call them, have their own content, and not only their own content, it's just